let's talk about Lana, real name CJ Perry. She did an interview with Talk Is Jericho, that is Chris Jericho's podcast, where she was asked if she had heard from Vince McMahon after her release. She responded that I did get a text. I definitely got emotional about it because it was like a goodbye for me, you know? He thanked me for my incredible work ethic and for my relentless desire to be the best that I could be, and for all the contributions I gave to the WWE for so that really means a lot. The hardest part for me was the goodbye part. It changed a little bit. People are at least talking to each other. It used to be where you got completely cut off. So she kind of shed light on that, like how WWE has kind of changed a little, probably for the better, that, you know, there is a little bit more of an open dialogue. She also talked about how the work hours sometimes for her would be insane considering the pandemic and everything, because they would be shooting Raw and SmackDown, taping it like 2 weeks out in a row, and there were some times where she had to be there literally for like 16 hours to shoot a 5-minute segment. So like she shed some light on that. She also said that in the future she wants a no cut contract if she does return to wrestling. So that might be a requirement. So what do you think about this? The reports that, you know, she's moving forward, wants that no cut contract, in this interview she did with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's kind of sad to hear that. I mean, I'm glad to hear that the atmosphere has changed, but it's kind of sad to hear that that's how it used to be. That they just cut each other off, and like even if you had friends that just don't talk to you, that's sad actually. But it's good to know that they're going toward a better way of doing things. Um, it she's another one that we've talked about that it didn't really make any sense why they cut her. Um, but I wish her the best. And it seems like from the tweets and the interviews and things I've seen about her, like she's doing well. She hasn't really said what she's gonna do, but it also makes you think like I mean she mentioned how sad it made her with Vince McMahon. I can imagine because she's worked so hard. She's done so much hard work to get to where she was before she got fired. And like I was actually proud of Lana. Like Lana had made so many strides to actually being a good worker and a good superstar. It's just a shame that she got cut halfway through.
I agree. I agree. And one thing you realize when you're listening to this interview is CJ Perry, aka Lana, real name CJ Perry. She's someone who is actually very passionate about the business, which for the longest time, like you would hear idiots on Twitter say things like, "Oh, she's basically the next Eva Marie. She can't wrestle. You know, she's an okay promo or whatever." Like, first of all, Lana as a talent, as the draw Lana is worth 1,000 Eva Maries, to quote Sami Zayn. So like let's put that to bed. She's much more talented, I believe, on the mic than Eva Marie. She's honestly probably one of the more talented promos in WWE. Just look at some of the stuff that she did with Rusev when she was managing Rusev, and she was the ravishing Russian Lana. Like she did amazing work there. I never thought they should have broken her and Rusev up in the storyline. That it really led to the downfall for both of them, I believe. And look, she was dealt with she played the card she was dealt.
Right.
They told her, go out, get better at wrestling. We want to push you a little bit as a wrestler. She did that and she got good. Was she perfect? No, but she was getting better, and you could see that she was legitimately trying. There's videos of Daniel Bryan working with her. Like Daniel Bryan is someone like who, if you're going to anyone to get help to get better at wrestling, and you go to Daniel Bryan, that shows that you are actually trying to get better and learn, because Daniel Bryan is an amazing teacher, and there's almost nobody who's more passionate about pro wrestling right now than Daniel Bryan. So the fact that she would reach out to him for help, that she has gotten, been working apparently out at the Performance Center like almost every day, it shows you that this was someone, and this is someone who I think is still going to be valuable for any company that gets her.
Right.
Whether it's she goes to AEW and kind of rekindles that flame with her husband Miro and does a little bit of work there, whether it's going somewhere else like NWA or Ring of Honor or Impact. They live in Nashville. Her and Miro, they live in Nashville, so it could be a perfect fit there because that's where they shoot their TV show. So there's a lot, I think, down the line that Lana can do. And as far as a no-cut contract, I think everyone should have a no-cut contract in pro wrestling. I think that's or most people. If you're if you're a full-time wrestler and you're a full-time roster member and you're exclusive, you should probably have a no-cut contract. The company should be willing to put that much investment in you. So I agree with her, but I also agree that everyone else should have it. So I hope she can come to a consensus on somebody in that. But as far as her comments about WWE, to touch on that a little bit, and her comments specifically on the atmosphere, the working atmosphere, she talked about how the reason she had to stay for like 16 hours in one day to shoot a 5-minute segment was because Vince would literally change the script last minute, and he would keep on changing and doing edits. And while they're still there, let's do another edit and reshoot everything. I think she kind of revealed that, especially in the pandemic era, where they're doing a live show and then some recorded shows, that Vince McMahon and probably Kevin Dunn, when they had that opportunity to really go in there and produce a little extra, they had that time to record things and move things around, maybe reshoot things. They were working their wrestlers to the bone in the middle of this pandemic. And look, they are signed to the company. They're not doing house shows. That is what it is. Does it seem unnecessary though for Lana to be there for 16 hours or whatever, or all day to shoot one segment on a taped show? I don't think that seems I don't think that's a good use of anyone's time, but I digress. I think it did shed a light on that because we know that Kevin Dunn is someone who likes to control, the sound. He is apparently a huge fan, by the way, of the Thunderdome. Kevin Dunn loves the Thunderdome because he gets to control the crowd noise. He gets to control everything. Really produce the show that he's always wanted to produce. He doesn't have to turn down the fan chants when they say Roman sucks or whatever. He doesn't have to turn that down anymore. But I thought that was an interesting revelation a little bit of just how things worked during the pandemic and how there was a little more, I guess, control from Vince, especially, as she mentioned, during the pandemic and rewriting stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, you could tell that they were working hard though. Just imagine, you're not working in front of fans anymore. You're, right at the moment you're doing this in an empty house when you're used to having fans around. That can't be easy to perform and pander to no one. The only people you're pandering to are on TV, and you can't see how it's going through. So, So you don't know if you're actually hitting your mark or missing completely. So it's got to be one of those things that's just really difficult to do. And I give all the talent that was able to do it all the credit in the world.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.